Hello and welcome to Math Matters. I'm Miss Whitehead Tambani, and today we are going to learn ways to share equally. Before we get started today, let's get our math brains warmed up by playing a game of Splat. How many blue shapes do you see? Eight. Maybe you saw 5 and 1 and 1 and 1. Maybe you saw 3 and 3 and 1 and 1. Splat. How many shapes are under the splat? 5. How do you know? Did you think if there were 8 and there are only 3 showing, so there must be 5 under the splat? How else could you know? Maybe you put 8 fingers up for the 8 shapes and then took 3 fingers down to see that you have 5 fingers left. Let's look under the splat to see how many shapes are there. What can we learn from this picture? There are many ways to make 8. Today is your chance to think about how communicators write to share ideas. Communicators listen and ask questions so they can understand. When I have you work out the math story problem later, you can use your counters, paper, and crayons to communicate your thinking about the story. What do you notice about this picture? Maybe you noticed a birthday cake, or the 60 on it, or maybe all the sprinkles. It was my birthday and I turned 60. Give me a thumbs up if you have ever eaten birthday cake. My friend and I were going to split my birthday cake. If we are sharing the cake between the two of us, how many pieces would we cut it into? Right, 2 pieces. I'm going to cut it now. My friend thinks this is not a fair way to share the cake. Do you think the cake is divided equally? What do you notice about the 2 pieces of cake? Right, one is bigger and the other is smaller. I'm going to put the cake back together and cut it so each of us can have a fair share. I want both of us to have the same size. What do you notice about this picture? Yes, the cake is divided equally. We both have the same size. It was also Shaylin's birthday and she turned 13. She wanted to share her cupcakes with her 2 cousins. How can she share the cupcakes equally so everyone can have the same amount? This is different than cutting the cake in 2 pieces. Let's see what we can do. What do you notice? You might have noticed I separated the cupcakes. How many cupcakes do we have to share? 6. You might have noticed I have 3 plates. 1 plate for each girl. Shaylin, Haley, and Sophia. One way to share the cupcakes equally is by giving each girl 1 cupcake. Let's do that together. one for Shaylin, one for Haley, one for Sophia. What do you notice now? Yes, there are more cupcakes. Let's see if we can give each girl another cupcake. One more cupcake for Shaylin, one more cupcake for Haley, and one for Sophia. What do you notice now? You might have noticed that there are no cupcakes left. Or you might have noticed that all three girls have 2 cupcakes each. You might have noticed that each girl has the same amount of cupcakes. They were able to share the cupcakes equally. We have learned how to share a whole cupcake equally between 2 people. We have also learned how to share a group of cupcakes equally between 3 people. Here is a whole orange. There are many ways to share an orange, but we want to make sure Othello and Monty can have an equal share. I slice the orange into 6 slices. Can I share these orange slices equally with Othello and Monty? If I give them both 3 slices of the orange, will this be an equal way of sharing the orange? Why or why not? I can give them each 3 slices of orange and they would have the same amount of slices, but if you look at the slices, they are not equal. So this cannot be an equal way of sharing. Let's try again and see if we can share this orange equally with Othello and Monty. How do you think we can do this? Some of you said to take the whole orange, peel it, and then take the sections apart. Let's try this with this orange. Here are the parts of the whole orange. There are 10 pieces of the orange. If I give Othello and Monty these, will this be an equal way of sharing the orange? Right, I can give 5 pieces of the orange to each of them. These parts of the orange are the same size, so this can be an equal way of sharing. I want you to get some paper, crayons, and 12 counters, and then come back to me. I'll count backward from 20. Ready? Go! 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, come back to me. Here is a problem for you. Vlad has 1 chocolate wafer. He wants to share it with his mom. How can Vlad share it equally? Draw this whole chocolate wafer on your paper and show how you can make 2 equal parts. I'll wait for you to do this. Show me what you did. Great job making 2 equal parts. This one is going to be a little harder. I'm going to read the problem to you. Talia has 1 orange. This orange has 12 pieces. Talia wants to share the 12 pieces equally with her 2 bunnies. Can she share them equally? Let's think about different strategies that can help you. What strategies or tools could you use? You can draw a picture. You can use a 10 frame. You can use counters and other strategies as well. Remember, the problem we want to solve is, can Malia share the 12 orange slices equally for the 2 bunnies? I'll give you some time to solve the problem now. You might have used this strategy where you drew 2 circles and made 6 orange pieces in each one. So each bunny had 6 orange pieces. Maybe you drew 2 10 frames and gave each bunny 1 piece of orange at a time until they were gone. That gave them each 6 pieces of orange. You might have drawn the 12 orange pieces and then drew a circle around 6 for each bunny. Mathematicians can communicate their ideas in many ways. Take a moment to think about yourself as a mathematician and communicator. Did you write to share your ideas? Were you able to listen and wonder what questions to ask so you can understand? In today's episode of Math Matters, we learned ways to share equally. Try to find items in your house that you can share equally with your family today. Make sure to communicate how you knew they were equally shared. I'm Miss Whitehead Timbani. I hope you have a great day and keep on counting.